There is. That's the whole thing. Are you there? He's going in there.
Good evening, welcome aboard the Heritage. A couple of important things to mention as we get underway. All of our life preservers are located in marked overhead compartments. The adult life preservers in the direct overhead space, children's life preservers located along the sides. These life preservers are easy to use. We do have a diagram to the right of the bar with dawning instructions. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please follow the instructions of the crew. You're more than welcome to move around or stand during the trip. If you do so, please keep a hold of that handrail. You have two bathrooms or heads on board, both located directly behind the wheelhouse. Men's on the starboard or right side, ladies on the port or left. And while on board this evening, we ask that you please refrain from smoking. Inside, you will find a full bar. Some of you may have already found it. We do offer cold beer, wine, and mixed drinks. Bottled water, juice and soda, fresh coffee, and light snacks. If you are hungry, we do offer Moe's original sandwiches. My name is Kevin. Your first mate and bartender is Ronnie. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. These evening trips are only lightly narrated. We'll play music most of the time. We are currently traveling down the Piscataqua River. This river is the natural border between Maine and New Hampshire. To our right, of course, Portsmouth, and to our left now, Kittery, Maine. Both of these towns settled in 1623. The Piscataqua is a tidal river. This is the second fastest tidal river in the country that is navigable by large ships. Currents here average 4 knots, the fastest river being the Columbia out on the west coast. The tide's starting to go out right now. Low tide is at 10:45 this evening. We have an average tidal range of 8.5 feet. Ahead to our left is the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. The shipyard is located on Seavey Island in Kittery, Maine. It's the oldest naval shipyard in the country. They opened up in 1800. This is where they overhaul, repair, and decommission Los Angeles class and Virginia class fast attack submarines. We've got 3 subs in the shipyard tonight. All 3 subs are in dry dock now, just at us, capable of 35 knots underwater. It's about 40 miles per hour. While underway, they carry a crew of 130 sailors, 16 officers. They'll stay out to sea for as long as 6 months at a time. They have a maximum operating depth of up to 800 feet. The subs are nuclear powered. They have an average lifespan of about 30 years. And they need to be refueled only once during their lifetime. It happens after about 15 years. They come into this shipyard for an overhaul, also a refuel. The subs of today are built down in Groton, Connecticut, or Newport News, Virginia. The shipyard no longer builds subs today. They did used to build quite a few though. Between the years of 1918 and 1971, 138 subs built here. 74 of those during the 4-year span of World War II. This when the yard had a workforce of nearly 20,000 workers. 70% of those workers during the war were women. We were launching a new sub every 11 days during the war. Many of them would have been kept inside of that large gray building up there to our left. we'll continue downriver. Large building to our left here is the Portsmouth Naval Prison. I'll turn the boat in a few minutes here so we can all see it. They started building this prison in 1905. Prison opened up in 1908, and at that time it was the largest concrete structure in the world. The prison stayed open until 1974. It has been closed down ever since. During their 68 years of operation, more than 80,000 inmates came through here. This was the most feared brig in the Navy. This is where the Navy sent some of their worst criminals and POWs. Many of these sailors came here to serve out a life sentence. The prisoners affectionately called it the Rock or the Castle. It soon became known as the Alcatraz of the East, as it is surrounded by cold and fast-moving water. It was modeled after Alcatraz. Many of the cells were 7 by 10 feet, each containing 3 prisoners, and a lot of the guards here were Marines. No one ever did make a successful escape, though many did try. A lot of notable people served time here. Steve McQueen was in the Marine Corps during the late 1940s. He had a weekend of shore leave. He never returned back after spending that weekend with his girlfriend. Shore Patrol caught up with Steve McQueen. He resisted arrest. They sent him here to Portsmouth for 41 days. People often ask why it has not been turned into a hotel or a set of condos. Many different reasons. It was built with asbestos. The experts say it cannot be renovated. It would have to be torn down and rebuilt. And it is also, of course, on the shipyard, a very secure area these days. Prior to 9/11, the Navy did entertain the idea of developing it. Since then, security's been very tight here, so the Navy will not let it get developed. They're going to let Mother Nature run its course on the building. It's now the only building in Portsmouth safe from being turned into a condo anytime soon. the 1700s, it was renamed and rebuilt Fort William and Mary, named after the King and Queen of England at that time. This fort was the site of the first organized act of aggression against the British. This event occurred on December 14, 1774, the evening where more than 100 kegs of black gunpowder stored here. Only 5 local men and 1 British officer guarding the whole fort that night. The 6 men quickly surrendered to the crowd of 300. The fort is now open to Coast Guard, rescue boats here.